Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Cocktails and Rocktails with me, your most notorious groupie, Alice Rouse, author of We've Got Tonight, The Life and Times of Notorious Groupie. That's right. And these other little ebooks right here. All you burgeoning groupies need to read these. There's a lot of good info in them, but in it they are fun and tongue-in-cheek. And where you can find all that is down in the description, along with my merchandise, my Patreon, beer cocktail today, you guys. Go down like it's the back lounge of a tour bus in the 80s because there's a lot of fun happening down there. There is. And as always, thank you guys for all the love, all the support, all the great stories, everything you're sharing with me here. And the community we're building is so amazing. So thank you guys so much for that. Truly, truly means the world. And today on Cocktails and Rocktails, we're going to get into a little subject that I saw on TikTok. And I was kind of surprised at some of the people's reactions given the platform that they were on. So we're going to talk today about body count. Not the band that I hung out with. We're going to talk about the skeletons in their closets, so to speak. And for today's beer, I'm having a nice cold Lev Lion. Really great little dark beer. So delicious, light and crispy. If you don't want anything heavy like a stout, really, really perfect for those transitioning days from summer to spring. So you guys, having a little issue here. Whoops. All right. Grab your lions, kick up your feet, and let's have a little cocktails and rocktails, shall we? Cheers, big ears. So good. And you guys, I do have a little bad news. So you know I've adopted a Sophia mug. And I love her. She's awesome. But I've noticed when I wash her, and I do wash her by hand, she's getting cracks in the glaze. So I don't think she was meant to be my drinking buddy. So I've had to retire her. But maybe I'll bring her back for a little backup dancing or something. All right. So, okay. So, I saw one of the people I follow on TikTok, Potty Mouth Pollyanna, had a post up about body count and how it was basically saying how it mattered. And coming from someone like me, because everybody thinks I'm into the hundreds and hundreds, right? I'm under 100. It's like 78, which is high for most people. And because I did put a comment, I'm like, if you're so worried about something surface's body count, I have a high one, and trust me, it makes a difference in my relationships. So, but I don't judge people by body count, because otherwise I would never date anybody. I would date rock stars, for fuck's sake. So, when I put that comment, or somebody put a comment about if I heard they had a high body count over 20, I'm out of there. And I was like, whoa, that's really judgmental coming from the platform that Potty Mouth Pollyanna stands on. And I love her. She's awesome. But they kind of were like, I'm out of there. And I was just like, that's really judgmental and frigid of you because you're missing out on a lot of people. And if you judge people by that and that alone, I'm so sorry for your feeble little brain. And I meant that. Because I personally have never judged anybody on how many people they've slept with. So if you don't know what body count means, it means how many you've slept with. Like I said, mine's 78. I can name every one of them. And I can guarantee you, every one of the ones that I name have slept with twice as many as I have. So, you know, it kind of brought me back to the way society thinks of people who are sexually owning their experience, their life, what they want to be. Because we all like to have fun. When we're single, we love to have fun. We love to have a good time. Doesn't make us less worthy as a human being, as some people may think, and this one person thought. And it really did kind of disturb me because, again, this is a societal judgment that was brought on by closed-minded values and closed-minded religions and closed-minded judgmental political or whatever. You know, I mean, groupies have always, in the 70s, were generally praised for the way they took down their rock stars, for the rock stars they slept with, as long as it wasn't over 10. Because you look at like Sable Star, Lori Maddox, Scammy Les Pars, all them, they haven't slept with that many people. But then you get to the groupies in the 80s. And in the 80s, for women, it was the first time that we actually owned our sexuality, that we were actually taking control and being just as wild and free as men are allowed to be. And I say men are allowed to be because, you know, obviously there's the Hugh Hefners, rock stars, actors that are all men that society, they read Nikki Sixx's book and he talks about hundreds of groupies, or Gene Simmons and he talks about thousands of groupies, and they are applauded. But when it comes to women, it's a whole different ballgame. We are shamed, shunned, treated like we are disposable, used, degraded, categorized, and judged. And especially with the groupie, because so many young girls equate it with the 70s and with a facade. So it kind of takes away from the fact that groupies, especially, like I said, us 80s ladies, I can tell you every single one of us 80s ladies had more than 10 rock stars, had more fun, more good times, lots of trips around the world, all kinds of things, because we had a high body count. So for me, that was, like I said, that was something I've never judged people on, that I've never even thought about. Of course, I was safe, you know, use condoms and stuff like that. That's a given. But when I was deciding to sleep with someone, it wasn't like, how many women have you slept with this year? My God. It was more of what that person was about and what appealed to me about them. And like I said, body count, non-factor for me. But to find out someone who follows the same platforms I do on TikTok with the same accepting mind frame was that judgmental. And this person got a lot of people coming back on her after I posted that because, like I said, doesn't make me less worthy of a human being. Doesn't make me a lower caste of society. It doesn't make me a pathetic, disposable human being. It just makes me own my sexuality. I find the people who have a higher body count, especially women, have a strength and a passion about life. Not just sex, but about life. They follow their own hearts and soul, and they're not afraid to go against society. So if somebody is judging somebody because of how many people you've slept with, or the people that you slept with like me, then you're missing out on a pretty awesome person, because I would have missed out on everybody I knew, on everybody that I've known in my life. If I judged them by the amount of people they slept with, or the relationships I've been in, if I judged them by the amount of people I slept with, I never would have known any of these people at all whatsoever. And like I said, for someone to be in that kind of mind frame, it shows you are connected to a dogma, to a sheep, to a society that doesn't necessarily have things right. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, so when I go out with a guy, and I do date normal men a lot of the times, relationship I was in, and that couple of relationships I were in were normal men, and every single time they threw my past in my face and threw the shade to me when it wasn't me. It was their own insecurities, their friends whispering into their ears, you know, oh, she's going to leave you for the next band that comes into town. No, I'm not. No, I'm not, because here's the thing about women, especially that have been wild in their past, sow their wild oats, have a high body count. They have no need to have a reason to stray, or no need to have a get out of jail free card. You know, because I was having this discussion with someone, with a couple relationships ago, about get out of jail free, and he came up with his 3 real easy, and he's like, who are yours? I said, I don't have any. I've already had my get out of jail free cards. Every fantasy that everybody has, because his were actresses and stuff like that, you know, at least one porn star, so they were all famous people. I've already done that. So for women like me, and it's like I said, that's always the judgment in my relationships with normal men, because they're so afraid that they're comparing their own selves to the rock stars, to my body count. And with this frame of mind of what they think groupies are, and that the second a richer, more famous man from a band comes along, then I'm out. And that really sucks, because these men that I lived with or had these long-term relationships with or were engaged to that were non-rock musicians cowered to society's demands of purity and staunchness and double standards for men and women. So kind of broke my heart a lot, because like I said, I was not seen for everything that I was. They couldn't see that I was loyal. I was faithful 1,000,000%. They couldn't see that because they couldn't get beyond my body count. And it just surprises me that in this day and age, with sexual, not promiscuity, but sexual antics and sex lives and, you know, all kinds of things are prominent in a lot of people's social medias, from TikTok stars to YouTube to all books, all kinds of things. So it kind of drives me crazy, because you're reading books and people are living vicariously, and this is not all people, so don't take it wrong. And this goes to a lot of people who leave really messed up reviews on my book, because they're like, who would want to be her? Who would want to take you seriously? No man is going to marry you. Because that's what they're taught by religions, by society's created dogma. Because make no mistake, it is created. Do you think God judged? No, he didn't, or else he wouldn't have brought Mary Magdalene into Jesus' life. Mary Magdalene was a quote-unquote W-H-O-R-E. She was supposedly for money. So where people get this idea that, you know, you're going to go to hell for being such a slut is beyond me. Because again, I take it back to Mary Magdalene, but most people with closed minds, with those kind of judgments stuck onto their brains, putting braces on the real adventures you could be having, or real people that you could be seeing in a different way, those people follow a dogma, and they've been told their whole lives by their priests, by their parents, by their peers, that you are going to be less worthy. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, nobody is less worthy because of your body count. Go be the woman or man that you want to be. Just be honest, and don't be hurting people, and don't be a bull in a china shop. Own your sexuality, own your prowess, own your adventure. That's okay. And don't let anybody judge you. And people who are judging because of how many people that have slipped between my legs, I don't need you in my life. And I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Because I'm not sorry. I have no regrets. And I would not change a thing in my life as far as anything is concerned. Because I know I'm a highly intelligent woman. I know I'm highly loyal, faithful, I'm fun. I bring a lot to the relationship. So don't let anybody tell you you're more worthy or less worthy for one reason or another. The only thing that can make someone less worthy is how you treat people, how you judge them, how you drag them down because society tells you. That's the only thing that makes someone less worthy, is your own ego telling you that they are. And that's all that is, an ego. We all know how I feel about the ego. There was a book that I read when I started studying Islam, and I don't study any religion now, but I did study Islam for 12 years after spending time in the Middle East. So there was a book that I read called The Knowing Heart by Kabir Helmensky. And it talks about the nafs. And your nafs, N-A-F-S, is your heart, your soul, and your ego. Well, your heart lays between your soul and your ego. And our ego really is just meant for survival, to find food, to fight off an attacker, to protect our home, protect our loved ones from danger, or to make sure that they are well taken care of. But the heart and soul is so hard to live in because you're more vulnerable. You're more judged by society. You're more apt to be hurt in your heart and soul, and your egos don't. So people who are judging you by your high body count, they're cowards who are living in their egos, when God wants us to live in our heart and souls. Like I said, the egos are useless unless you absolutely need it for survival. That's what that, and this is what the book, The Knowing Heart, says. And it kind of really made a lot of sense to me because, like I said, I don't judge anybody by who's in your bed. Yeah, when I slept with Kiefer Sutherland, I was like, oh, he was engaged to Julia Roberts. Oh my God, she's amazing, beautiful, has a perfect body, whatever. So that was my only insecurity, was because, holy crap, you know, that's like sleeping with Brad Pitt after Angelina Jolie. But then again, we don't know these people as women. That was me being insecure and my ego telling me that I couldn't live up to the same standards, even though I was with her ex-fiance, living up to the same, exciting him in the same way. You know what I mean? So, you guys, if somebody's judging you on that, if you're getting into a relationship and your body count or your past as a groupie or whatever is being thrown in your face, don't take that. You are worthy. You are an amazing human being, a woman and a man. You are intelligent. You're adventurous. You've got an amazing heart and soul. And be glad that you live in that heart and soul and not in that ego. So screw your body count. Screw all this fucking society judgment. Ladies, be who you want to be. Be true to yourself. Because that's where the true beauty lies. Knowing who you are, knowing your strengths, knowing your passion, knowing your sexual prowess, and being okay with who you are. That's all we need. And don't judge anybody by their body count because it's useless. So that's kind of my little body count babble today, my little rant. Because like I said, there's so much more to someone than who they've slept with and how many. And God, what a waste of time. And how much are you missing out? Because so many people have so many wonderful things that people just don't see because their ego tells them to only see that one layer of person. And we are all multifaceted, shining and beautiful. So, hope you guys look in the mirror and can see that within yourselves, because we all need to. We all need to see our beauty. Doesn't matter how many people you slept with. Doesn't make you an ugly or horrible person. So, there you guys go. There's my rant and babble for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I hope you guys really are enjoying everything here. And with everything that I'm going to be making the changes, the ebook is going away to solve a few problems. I am ordering a bunch of really cool custom-made shot glasses, merchandise. I will be doing a very limited of the makeup line that I've been talking about on my Instagram. And I will be doing a very limited printing of my little ebooks. The little How to Be With a Rock Star series. So I will be doing those to be given away for free. Some I will sell, some I will give away to you guys here for free. Because you guys are freaking awesome. Especially everybody that supported me and got me here where we are today. That's the way I'm going to say thank you. So you guys, I love you guys so much. Thank you for all the love and support. And everybody who's just haunting the channel, that 48% of you, hit that subscribe button, hit the share, hit my bells, because if you're not subscribed, you don't get any thank you. But I still enjoy having all you guys here. I like people haunting me too. So thank you guys for haunting my channel and watching, even though you're not subscribed. And then with that, we'll see you next time here on Cocktails and Rocktails. Cheers, big ears.